Parang tugma ito doon sa mga katanungan ni Congressman Jel about sa mga pan na hindi ma-explain ng ating Vice President Sara Duterte.
But I would just like to say na meron pong conspiracy na naganap. Imagine, nagbidding na and it's all favorable to the government. Tapos nagrebidding, naging 1% yung variance. Hindi po ba yun malaking question sa DepEd family?
Ito lang naman ang tanong natin sa ating Vice President Sara Duterte. Madam, kung wala kang ginagawang masama, kung wala, alam mo na ang perang pinagkaloob sa'yo ng taong bayan, sasagutin mo ng diretsuhan ng walang pag-aalinlangan, walang kaimputan, at higit sa lahat, walang puot at galit. Hi, isang mapagpalang umaga ngayong Friday. Panoodin niyo yung sinasabi ni Congressman Jel na kung saan simple niyang tinatanong about ito sa mga pondo ng DepEd during term ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Dito, may matutuklasan tayo.
But I would just like to say na meron pong conspiracy na naganap. Imagine, nagbidding na and it's all favorable to the government. Tapos nagrebidding, naging 1% yung variance. Hindi po ba yun malaking question sa DepEd family? I do understand that Yusek Michael Poa is also serving as the Chief of Staff of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would that be correct?
Yes, it is
No, my
correct.
question is, wala na ho bang mga qualified officials na pwedeng pumalit as replacement of Yusek Mercado? Because it appears that Yusek Michael Poa is handpicked by the Vice President. Now, it was established, Madam Chair, that Department of Education is the only agency that has Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Procurement, which was created last 2023. Can we confirm that, Madam Chair?
Secretary.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Yes. Yes, Your Honor, Madam Chair.
Thank you. And I'll understand if the good Secretary cannot respond to my questions because the content of my questions are situations that occurred or transpired last 2023. Now, can we also confirm that previously the procurement is under or was under the Undersecretary for Administration?
Yes, Your Honor, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Now, the reason why the creation of the Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Procurement was created basically is to fast-track the procurement process. Would that be correct?
That would be correct, Your Honor.
Now, can we ask the Undersecretary for Procurement if he can share to us, to this committee, if there is indeed an improvement since we created these positions?
With your permission, Your Honor, Madam Chair, may we recognize Yusek Gerard Chan?
Yusek Chan, you recognize.
Yes, Madam Chair. Yes, there is a marked increase in the number of projects or the number of awards done before the procurement strand was created versus when it's already created.
So, Madam Chair, before, can we ask the good Undersecretary if sino po yung Undersecretary for Procurement?
Before, it was under the admin strand, as mentioned a while ago. So it was under the umbrella of the former USEC for admin.
Madam Chair, I'm asking for a name. Who is the
sige.
Undersecretary for Procurement
Pascua.
before?
Alain Pascua.
Alain Pascua.
It was in the-
And before that, meron pa po
Sorry?
bang nag-handle ng USEC for
I'm
procurement?
sorry. I stand corrected. Sino yun? Wala pong USEC for procurement because the procurement is under the admin strand.
Since we are talking about procurement process, gusto ko na lang po tanungin, ang USEC ba for procurement and Assistant Secretary for Procurement, umuupo ba ito sa Bids and Award Committee?
Yes, in the past, DO creating the Bids and Awards Committee, yes, we sit in the Bids and Awards Committee.
So gusto ko po malaman, doon po sa Bids and Awards
Yes, in the past, yes, yes.
I ask that, and I would like to raise this concern, Madam Chair, because in 2022, yung pong DepEd computerization program in the form of e-classrooms, ito po yung laptops, TV, and charging battery, ang budget po dito is approximately 8 billion pesos. Now, meron pong mga sumaling bidders, no? Dito po sa pag-procure ng laptops and etc. And this was bidded out by 16 lots, but only 2 lots passed with 1 bidder. Now my question is, can I ask for the list of the bidders who joined and participated in this bidding?
Yes, Madam Chair, we could provide you with a list of the people who joined in that bidding.
Now, because, Madam Chair, I have an information that out of the 16, 14 lakhs were rebidded because the bidders were disqualified. Ngayon, ang tanong po, Madam Chair, pwede po ba malaman ang mga rason kung bakit na-disqualifika ito pong mga bidders na ito?
Yes, Madam Chair. At the time of that bidding, I was not part of the BAC at the time, but I was part of I am the USEC for procurement, so I do monitoring of the procurement. There are various reasons kung bakit nag-fail yung mga ibang lots na yon. Mostly, like all other bidding, yung mga failure to comply with certain submissions of documents, like kulang ng ganitong certification o kulang ng ganong mga documents. Kasi minsan, bidders usually omit mistakes in their submission of do sa bid envelope. So, yun po yung mga reasons usually, not only for this one but for all other biddings, usually yun po yung dahilan.
You mentioned that you were part of the bidding through monitoring, correct?
Yes. If
So-
I'm not mistaken, I can't remember kasi I remember I wasn't yet part of the BAC at that
Okay,
time.
pwede mo ba sabihin sa committee ito, ano yung variance ng bidding nila during that time, yung mga bidders? Yung variance ng amount.
Hindi ko po maano, but I could check the documents and submit po.
Madam Chair, I would like to request the DepEd family to produce and submit to this honorable committee the requested documents. But approximately, do you have in mind what is the approximate amount of the variance?
I cannot recall, Your Honor, about the variance. It's just that they submitted the bids and then...
I asked that question, Madam Chair, because I have an information. During that bidding, ang variance po is 24%. If this is translated into cash, this will amount to 1.6 billion pesos. Napakalaki pong halaga. Now, ang sunod ko pong tanong, since nagkaroon po ng failure to bid, ano po ang sunod na nangyari? Nagkaroon po ba ng rebidding?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I have information, Madam Chair, na yung pong mga na-disqualify ng mga bidders na nabanggit mo na base doon sa mga sinubmit nila, incomplete documents, so nagkaroon po ng rebidding. Ngayon, ang impormasyon na nakarating po sa akin, ito pong mga disqualified bidders ay sumali po ulit sa bidding. And worst, Madam Chair, they all qualified in the bidding, but the variance during the rebidding is only 1%, Madam Chair. Nawala po yung 20% na supposedly na-save po ng gobyerno sa pag-procure po ng mga laptops. Can we know bakit po yun nangyari?
Well, I can recall, Your Honor, kasi usually pag nagkakaroon ng rebid, not only in this one, as a general concept, pag nagkaroon po ng rebid, the bidders are able to correct their mistakes already. Kasi syempre, nakita na po nila yung pagkukulang nila, nakakapag-submit na sila kung ano yung kulang nung first round.
Yes, but we're talking the bidding of the laptop. So, this is specific. Gusto ko lang malaman. Kasi sayang yun eh. 24% sana ang na-save ng ating gobyerno. Ito po ay nagkakahalaga ng 1.6 billion. So, nung nagkaroon ng rebidding, naging 1% na lang yung variance. So, ano po yung nangyari?
Hindi ko po masabi or hindi ko po alam kung ano yung nangyari kasi po sa mga bidders po yun kung paano sila magbid. Ang aming pong role kasi is i-evaluate yung mga documents. So ang aking masasabi lang by way of, as a general concept is during the rebid, they are able to correct their mistakes. And during the rebid, sometimes prices might have changed. There are maybe many other factors. Let's say, if it's imported, there are foreign exchange implications, or sometimes customs duties and all that. Nagbabago-bago po. There are many factors po. Minsan logistics cost and all that. So yun po, I'm just answering on a based on theory kung ano po yung posibleng mga factors which will cause na during rebid nagbabago yung presyo, at usually nagbabago rin po yung dokumento na sinasubmit po nila.
Okay, so nabanggit nyo kanina na you were monitoring of the bidding. Ngayon, pwede ko ba malaman sino po yung head of the procuring entity during the first bidding?
Ay, yes, si Yusek Powa po yung hope po at that time.
Sino po?
Si Yusek, former Yusek Michael Powa.
No, prior to Yusek Powa, sino po yung originally assigned na head of the procuring entity during the first bidding? First bidding po ito,
Yes po.
First bidding.
Yes po, siya po yung during
Can you please check your records because I have an information that it was Yusek Glo Mercado during the first bidding. Can we get a confirmation from the DepEd, Madam Chair? And if I may add, Madam Chair, may I also ask, who is the back chairman at that time during the first bidding? I want an answer from the DepEd family, Madam Chair.
Yes, we will be checking the record of the back kung sino po yung back at the time.
Yes, please. Can we do it as soon
Yes,
as
yes,
possible?
I'm doing it
ASAP?
now.
Thank you. While waiting for the answers, Madam Chair, I raise these concerns because probably there's an irregularity in the procurement and there are personalities involved at meron pong nangialam dito. Yun pong paniniwala ko. Kasi nagkaroon na po ng bidding, ang hindi ko po maintindihan bakit hindi natin tinuloy. Sayang po ng 1.6 billion na masisave po ng ating gobyerno kung sabihin na lamang natin na ang laptop is worth 100,000, ilang laptops na po ang mabibili nun? So I want answers, Madam Chair, from the Department of Education kung sino po yung mga personalidad during that time.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm having it retrieved, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, pwede ko na pong tulungan. I just want a confirmation from the DepEd. Ang back chairman during that time, if I'm not mistaken, it was Asek Bringas.
Yes, Your Honor.
Correct? And the undersecretary the head of the procurement entity is, it was Yusek Glo Mercado. Correct?
I will double check about Yusek Glo, Your Honor. Kung siya po yung hope during the first bid versus yung sa rebid. I cannot recall kasi I'm checking, sir.
Okay, so assuming na
Yes,
subject to confirmation, ano po ba nangyari kay Yusek Mercado at doon po sa dating back chairman? Asan na po sila ngayon?
They're currently not connected with the department, Your Honor.
So nabanggit niyo po that they are not currently connected. Ang tanong ko po, sino ang pumalit doon po sa back chairman? Kay Asek Bringas.
Asek Bringas. Sorry, I'm checking, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, people come and go. We understand that. Pag may umalis, alam po natin kung sino yung pumalit. So, I don't know why it's very difficult on the part of the DepEd, especially on the officials, na during those times ay nandun po. No? Hindi po nila masagot directly and simple lang naman po yung tanong.
Your Honor, during the first bid, It is Asek Bringas who was the chair. And during the rebid na minention po ninyo, it's also Asek Bringas who is the chair.
Okay, so settled na po tayo
Opo,
doon, ano?
opo.
Now, again, si Yusek Glo Mercado is no longer connected with DepEd,
Opo,
correct?
opo.
Sino po at that time ang pumalit kay Yusek Mercado?
Yung pumalit po bilang Hope ay si Yusek Mike Poa.
Yusek
Michael Poa.
Poa?
Opo.
Is he connected to the Department of Education?
No more na.
I don't know. I mean, at that time, as
Yes, he is the Yusek. He is
because he was USEC at that time.
Yes,
no?
yes, Your Honor.
Pero wala ho bang mga qualified employees or officials na pwedeng pumalit bilang head of the procuring entity? Because if I do understand that USEC Michael Poa is also serving as the Chief of Staff of Vice President Sara Duterte.
Yes, Your Honor.
Would that be correct?
Yes, it is.
No, my
correct.
question is, wala na ho bang mga qualified officials na pwedeng pumalit as replacement of Yusek Mercado? Because it appears that Yusek Michael Poa is handpicked by the Vice President.
Yes po. At that time po, siya po yung pinili bilang Hope, head of the procuring entity. Siya po yung inappoint bilang head of the procuring entity. Normally naman po, ganun po yung sistema. Usually, the secretary will appoint someone bilang Hope. So, yun po siya po yung ina-appoint at that time.
Well, ang hindi ko lang po maintindihan, Madam Chair, bakit kailangan pa kumuha ng tao from the office of the Vice President that will replace?
I'm sorry. Yusek Poa is with the DepEd. Hindi po siya galing sa OVP. Sa DepEd po
With
talaga
DepEd,
siya. Opo.
alright, okay.
I'm sorry. Yun po.
So, that is already established, Madam Chair. And now, can we ask the explanation kung bakit doon sa rebidding, naging 1% na lang yung variance? Because the Filipino people deserves to know. Dahil pondo po ito ng taong bayan. Ang pondo po ito para pangbili po ng laptop and other ECLs. So, yun lang po yung aking kini-question
Yes, Your
dito.
Honor. Yes,
The
Your Honor.
possible irregularity, the graft and corruption that is so patent in this bidding. Sa madaling sabi po, Madam Chair, rig po yung bidding.
We will double check on that because ganun po yun nangyari. Nagkaroon ng rebidding, marami naman pong sumali at yun po yung naging resulta ng rebidding.
So, same bidders po ito, ano? Yung una, na-disqualified sila because sabi mo for various reasons. Number one doon, yung hindi nakapag-submit ng mga kumpletong dokumento, may mga aayusin. But then again, during the rebidding, sila pa rin ang sumali at nagkaroon ng maliit na lang na variance, no? Imagine from 24% to the 1%. So, yun po ang gusto kong ipaabot, Madam Chair, with this procurement, with this DepEd computerization program, kung bakit ganun po ang nangyari. In fact, may problema talaga ho tayo sa procurement, no? And ang nagtataka ko, kaya nga ho kayo nag-create ng Undersecretary and Assistant Secretary for Procurement para po mapibilis ang pagbili ng mga laptops. But apparently, the record shows, Madam Chair, na sobra ang delay, ang baba ng utilization nyo sa pag-procure ng mga gagamitan. So para saan pa na maglagay ho tayo ng pondo kung hindi po nagagamit sa tama itong pera ng bayan?
Madam Chair, to respond, during the rebidding po, marami pong sumali. Hindi lang po yung sila. We will check po the records kung sino yung sumali during the first bidding and the second bidding. But for sure, during the second bidding, marami pong sumali. Hindi lang po yung mga na-disqualify yung sumali po.
Sige, makikita ho natin yan sa mga dokumento na isusumito nyo po sa Committee on Appropriations. Kasi ang napakalinaw dito, bakit tumas yung presyo? No? Kaya nga nagkaroon na lang ng variance na 1%.
Opo.
So, on to my next topic, Madam Chair. Ito naman po regarding pa rin sa DepEd Computerization Program. In 2023, the allocation for it is 11 billion. And the 2024 is 4 billion. No? And may ini-implement na po kayo na tinatawag na early procurement arrangement. EPA. Can you please tell us briefly what is this EPA all about?
EPA is basically the concept na pwede ka na mag-procure, i-start yung procurement process even before lumabas yung GAA. Kaya po siya tinawag na EPA. So pwede mo siyang i-conduct yung the whole bidding process except yung pag-award. Kasi hihintayin mong lumabas yung GAA bago mo siya i-award. Yun po yung tinatawag na procurement short of award. So that's basically it. So hindi na natin hihintayin na mapirmahan yung GAA by January, as early as August or September, nag-uumpisa na po yung proseso.
Anyway, may nakaligtaan lang ako noon regarding doon sa last natin na pinag-uusapan. You mentioned that you were monitoring the bidding, right? And then at that time, nagkasabay pa po kayo ni Yusek Mercado. Tama? Sa DepEd.
Opo.
So pwede ko ba malaman ano ho nangyari kay Yusek Mercado? Bakit hindi na po siya connected sa DepEd?
Ano nangyari kay? Hindi. Ang pagkakaalam ko, yung pagkakaalam ko po is nag-retire na po siya.
How about Asek Bringas?
Si Asek Bringas po,
Also resigned, Your Honor. They both resigned from the department, Your Honor. Both Asik Bringas and Yusek Mercado have resigned, Your Honor.
Thank you, Secretary. So, going back to Yusek Mercado, sabi niyo po, nag-retire? Tama po ba yun?
po yung pagkakaalam ko.
Yun po yung pagkakaalam nyo.
Opo.
Pero may mga balita ho kasi na nag-resign.
Okay.
I stand corrected with the case of Mercado. She retired. It's Bringas who resigned, Your Honor.
It was Bringas. Alright. So, again, going back to Yusek Mercado, ano po ba nangyari? Ulit? Nag-retire?
Nag-retire po.
She retired, Your Honor.
And it was Asek Bringas who resigned.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bakit ho kaya nag-resign? Alam niyo ba yung rason kung bakit?
I think she wanted to pursue other things. She mentioned there's a school, wanted to start a school in Abra. It's one of the things. So I think maybe wanted to move on professionally, Your Honor.
Yeah. So, what is clear right now is that Yusek Glo is no longer connected in DepEd, and she was occupying that position during the first bidding. No, so I will no longer pursue my next topic, Madam Chair, but I would just like to say na meron pong conspiracy na naganap. Imagine, nagbidding na, and it's all favorable to the government. Tapos nagre-bidding, naging 1% yung variance. Hindi po ba yun malaking question sa DepEd family? So, madaling sabi dito, Madam Chair, tumaas ang presyo ng laptop, and it is because of conspiracy of the people behind in this bidding of laptop. Probably, Madam Chair, involved dito ang mga nakaupo sa back, and of course, yung head of the procuring entity. And I would like to manifest, Madam Chair, that this warrants an in-depth investigation, probably in a proper committee, no, after this budget hearings, Madam Chair. So my time is already end, Madam Chair. I just would like to express my support to the budget of the Department of Education, and in the proper time, I will also support for the increase of the budget of the Department of Education. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Dito, nagkaroon tayo ng eksklusibo na nagkaroon ng mga document. Parang tugma ito doon sa mga katanungan ni Congressman Jel about sa mga pan na hindi ma-explain ng ating Vice President Sara Duterte. May kinalaman kaya itong mga document na ito? Pakitignan po natin. Baka ito po ang kasagutan. Ngayon mga kaibigan, hindi kaya itong mga nakuha natin document, itong katanungan ni Congressman Jel ay tumutugma ba dito sa document nakalakip ng bidyong ito? Kaya napakahalaga na magkaroon tayo ng isang transparency. At for me, maganda rin ang mga ginagawa ng mga congressman na kung saan inaalam, tinatalakay ang usapin para sa pundo ng sambayan ng Pilipino. Dahil unang-una nga, kung wala kang itinatago, wala kang ginagawang masama. Pag ang katanungan ay part ng iyong trabaho, dapat sagutin. Ngayon, kung alam mo may ginagawa kang kabalbalan, mahirap talagang sumagot. Dahil alam mo na ikakasira mo, alam mo na ikakapahamak mo. Ito lang naman ang tanong natin sa ating Vice President, Sara Duterte. Madam, kung wala kang ginagawang masama, kung wala, alam mo na ang perang pinagkaloob sa'yo ng taong bayan, sasagutin mo ng diretsyohan, ng walang pag-aalinlangan, walang kaimputan, at higit sa lahat, walang puot at galit. Sabi nga ng mga matatanda, pag ikay humingi ng pera, normal sa taong hinihingian mo, na tanungin ka saan mo dinadala ang perang pinanghihingi mo. Kaya, karapatan ng bawat Pilipino na malaman kung saan mo dinadala